Uh, 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 Hi. Um, it's been a while. Hang on. I am not used to hearing myself when doing this. Obviously, it's been a while that I've streamed, but oh my god, it's peaking. The sound is peaking a bit. I hear it. I hear it. All right, give me a sec. I'm gonna need to make some adjustments here and there. So you're gonna bear with me. It's been 2 months, but hi, hi. All right, yeah. Um, I know it's been a while. I'm glad to be back. So I know there's a lot of things that I kind of need to, just talk about because yeah. Hey Flip, hey Flora, hey Casby, I'm here. Oh God, it's been a while since I've dealt with this kind of stuff. So yeah, you gotta bear with me for a bit. All right, all right. Let me actually bring myself up here, and things are starting to break apparently. So let me see. I do need to. There you go. Oh, there. Let me. Yeah, it's supposed to do this, and then I may have unintentionally broke. Okay, because I need to position myself here, and then there you go. There you go. Now we're all fine and dandy here. Okay. All right. Hi everyone. It has been a while. I know you guys won't bite. This isn't the first time that I've done a comeback stream or anything. Uh but yeah, as you can probably tell, a lot of things I have changed. Well, not really changed, but things have been updated. I have been working on some of the behind the scenes stuff still, so that's still pretty exciting on my end. And there's definitely a lot of things for me to talk about today. So I think we're gonna be here for probably for the next two 2 hours of me nonstop yapping because the past 2 months uh, are a lot of things to cover, and essentially the reason why I've taken a break from streaming, which you know that is the circumstances. Circumstances beyond our control. So uh, it is what it is. We have to do what we need to do. So hopefully this is a start. This is the start of me doing some streaming again. And I do want to kick things off by saying, yes, number one, it is nice to be back. It is nice to see all of you here. Whether that's live or if ever that you're going to be catching the VOD version of this, then that's also totally fine. So this is just me starting to get back into things, trying to get into having streaming be part of the flow, so to speak, and all of that. Of course, the stream prep. Okay, here's the thing. I was actually good to go in starting streaming as of last week. And originally, I had intended to do this last weekend. The thing is, when I started opening OBS, I found out that I have lost a good amount of my streaming assets. So we kind of had to rebuild some of the lost assets there. So that's one thing that we kind of had to figure out as far as the situation there. But hopefully the audio sounds good. One thing that I do want to note here, this is the first time that I'm actually streaming with my updated audio setup. So things may sound slightly a little bit different, but other than that, it's still gonna be me. It's still me. I'm here. It's Rands. Um, and just getting used to the streaming side of things again. So without further ado, on today's stream, it is just chatting. you're gonna see Rand solo yapping. And I do have a lot of stories to tell, especially for the folks who have been like on the Discord or okay, there we go. Audio's back on. Okay. As I was saying before, the audio just graciously caught up for me. Uh, there's a lot of things to talk about. Yippee! So definitely stories about what has happened to the past 2 months. For those who have been following me on my socials or on the Discord, you may have some bits or pieces on it. But basically, I want to put together all of those stories into this one stream. So anyone who's probably a little bit outside of the loop, I can redirect them into the stream. Like, this is the stream that you need to go to if you like to catch up on everything that has been happening to Rands in the past 2 months, as to why he's taken a streaming break and now why he is coming back. So, also, thank you so much for subscribing. Now that's a real MVP here. Sana, even though I haven't streamed for the past 2 months, still continuing with the sound there. Oh yeah, I did expect Maro to also chime in there. And that's basically what I wanted to say. Much appreciated support and gratitude. Maro has put it pretty well. And yeah, I'll be talking more about Maro because that has been an interesting journey in it itself. I tried to set this up. For those of you who catched Wolf's stream for the past few days, that we kind of tested out Maro there. And before we did the shoving. And it got thank you so much for the sub as well. Oh my goodness, we have a hype train. E. Is that a reference to what I did on Sinus chat yesterday? My God, that was a mini heart attack for me there. Luckily, it was only that thing that was sent out accidentally. My goodness. And I also did notice that Wolf started an offline hype train 5 days ago, last week. My goodness, a lot of things are already happening. I don't know. But thank you for the subs. And this goes without saying, thank you so much for Sana, 5 gift subs. Thank you so much. Thank you really for still sticking around. I know I pretty much said this the last time that I kind of had a forced break last year. So this time around, different set of circumstances. But I guess everyone has an idea as far as where I was during my streaming absence. I didn't really disappear or anything, unlike last year. But that's why we're here. Offline hype trains are possible, yes, for when someone, because people can still send a gift sub outside of the stream. So if, like, for me, I remember one time I still had OBS up. It still triggered, I still heard the notifications for the gift subs coming in. So yeah. And another thing from the things that I added here, everyone has kind of like gift sub badges now. So that's also a thing. Oh, Evie, hello. Oh my God, Rands, yes, it's me. I am here. It is nice to be back. So you're gonna hear me like do it's alive, bro. I'm still alive. It doesn't sound like that. I didn't really disappear at all. You've seen me here and there. In Twitch Sekai and all of that. So I guess that's one thing that I'm pretty. I feel pretty good this time around because I didn't really disappeared. So I guess you guys know that I've been around. So that's the other thing. But yeah, for today, we are definitely need to catch up. I do want to talk more on this stream about my Project Sekai movie experience. I think this is now the right time to kind of like talk more about the Project Sekai movie because I think we're already past the point we're in. Of course, this goes without saying. If you don't want spoilers, you may want to. But I don't think I'll be spoiling as much of the movie on this stream. But I do want to talk more about the experience itself rather than the movie itself. But I may touch bits and pieces on the things that happened on the movie. Another thing though, and by the way, Evie, thank you so much for contributing to the Rands Doesn't Ya stream challenge. So we are in fact restarting that. I don't think the points were refunded because I can still just extend it. So I think we're still good there. So yes, so for everyone that's trying to also do that, and Sana, thank you as well for your contribution. Yeah, the Nya stream, basically, it's like the Nya redeem, but for an entire stream. So that's what it's gonna be. But yeah, so I'll be talking about Project Sekai movie. I'm also gonna be talking about Ado's Hibana concert because Ado had a stop here in the Philippines in Manila. It's the second stop outside of Japan. So I know currently she's touring Europe at the moment. So this is also a good time for me to talk about my experience. Of course, I've kind of shared a bit of it on the Discord. But consider it like me still talking about it. Obviously, I'm also going to talk about the coffee shop thing, which I know that's basically the main thing, the main reason why I've been off streaming for the past 2 months. The coffee shop was the main thing, so I'm going to talk about that too. Yeah, Ado came to Poland. Ado went to a lot of places in Europe too. So it's really interesting. And yeah, I'll be talking more about that once we reach that point of the stream. And yeah, finally, I'm also going to talk about future stream plans and all of the other stuff. So I'll be tackling those 4 key points really of today's stream. You've also been doing stuff for while you were gone. You went to cinema for. I mean, if it's Project Sekai movie, the only other major movie that was out at the time was kind of like the Minecraft movie. And no, I did not see the Minecraft movie in theaters. One of the Discord servers that I was in happened to have a showing of it, so that's where I watched the Minecraft movie. I don't know if I mentioned this on stream before, but that's how I watched the Minecraft movie. The coming to Finland. Oh, okay, we have the hype chest. All right, let's see. Oh, this is a nice emote. Oh, Ado concert in cinema? Oh yeah, I know Ado had. That was also a thing. Was it the Shinzo one? I think it was the Shinzo concert, or I could probably be mistaking it for another concert. But that was also another one. So yeah, in a way, that's also an experience. I remember one time, like, okay, this is going a little bit off topic, but there was a time wherein I'm still hoping to get to see a Miku concert live. But the closest one that we really had here in the Philippines was one of our conventions here actually showed a Miku concert. And the thing is, it was the first thing that they did in the program, so I kind of had to make sure that I was early going to the venue. This was way back, and that was a time that Krypton was also like, I think, a sponsor or an exhibitor. No, not really an exhibitor, mainly just a sponsor at those events. But yeah, it was Shinzo. Yeah, I knew it. I figured right. I've been also been lurking in the Ado Discord, both the Filipino one and the global Discord server. So I am pretty much still also in the loop as far as all things Ado. You like Ado, but not a real fan. You can only name like 5 most popular songs. That's pretty understandable. One thing that I want to say, and I will touch more about it, is I do have a much deeper appreciation of Ado after the concert. And yes, it was nice to see her in concert. But yeah, before that, let me talk about the movie experience because because I think I've already touched on this when I streamed right after the first when the movie first came out here in the Philippines, because that was still a time that I was still able to stream. But just to recap those previous streams, um, I did go to the Project Sekai movie twice. So the first one was April 19, and I think that was like the week. Was it the weekend? April 19. Yeah, this was the weekend when it first came out because this was still technically Holy Week. So I kind of understand why they didn't go along with the rest of the Western release. It kind of delayed a little bit here because we were kind of in the middle of Holy Week. So April 19 makes sense. So that's how I spent, Black Saturday technically. It was going into that. And yes, I did go solo on that first showing, but um, I was actually on the lookout for some of the folks who who said on who said that they were also going to the movie uh, in my local area. Okay, I do have to mention this. I had to travel like 3 hours because that was the closest movie theater that was carrying the Project Sekai movie. Because here in the Philippines, we have like major theater chains. So of course, most of them are connected to the malls here. So we have SM, we have Robinsons, and Ayala as kind of like the big three. Um, from where I am, we only had SM and Ayala malls, but we didn't have the Robinsons. And of course, out of those three, the Project Sekai movie had to be with Robinsons. And that was the one wherein it's not in it's not in the city itself where I at. I had to travel 3 hours. So that was crazy in it itself. Um so let me see. Let me see. Let me actually switch over here. And I can, because I also want to show like pictures and all of that. So let me also do that. So right, this one. There we go. So obviously during the first movie, I had to show with the official Project Sekai shirt. And this was the one I bought like in the Sega Atlas Festival, if everyone remembered. I also went to the Sega Atlas Festival back in December, where Project Sekai also had an appearance. Yay, the Uyu song. And yes, Kito, Todoku Hazu. Also, hi Jackie, welcome, and I am just starting to talk about the Project Sekai movie as the first part of all of the other things I want to talk about today. Project Sekai is coming to Poland. That's nice. So slowly but surely, we believe that the Project Sekai movie is still going to show in more areas, and we love to see that. But it's only in one theater in Poland, though. The showings start on the 17th of July, but for 2 weeks. Okay. So initially, that was also the case here in the Philippines. Like, it was only for 2 weeks, but it kept on extending. It went until, like, I think a full whole month. So it went on the third week. It even went on the fourth week, actually. So there's a chance. It's also likely scenario. Actually, let me queue up the Project Sekai movie playlist while we're at it here. Okay, it is this playlist, and let me queue up the Sekai one. Add the queue. Yeah, Jack, in Taiwan, it was like 2 months, and a 40x. Yeah. So here's the thing about because Jackie, I know you did mention one time where in your showing you had all of the virtual shows for each of the character. Speaking of Ando, yes, we will go to that later. Yeah, the sound redeems are also back. I honestly forgot for the past few streams that I had all of the sound redeems turned off. So those are indeed back on for this stream. Some of those need some updating. I miss hearing that though. Don't get me wrong. That's nice. The Hibana tour goes crazy. I know. I know. But yeah, going to the movie here, of course, I was wearing the shirt. Let's see. Let's see. So, so of course, there is no cooldown. I was actually wondering. It's been a while since I touched some of these redeems. I don't think I remembered putting one. Oh yeah, there there isn't one. All right. I'm Oh, that's a classic Miku music right there. Oh, I thought I had that song queued up. Oh, I didn't do. It says add to queue. I should put play next. Okay, right, right. Multitasking, everyone. Anyway, so yeah, I had to drive 3 hours for going there. So for our showing, I know for some places, they give out different merch. So for us, we got the Shikishi cards. Kind of. I think it's the same one from the original Japanese release. So lucky pulls. I got Rin because I bought two. I bought two tickets for the first showing. So luckily, I got Rin. I also got Minori. So good. I would say those are good pulls. Those are basically good pulls for me. Um. So yeah, first movie. So I guess I can talk about a little bit of the movie first before we get into some of the other stuff. Akira got all of the Shikishi cards. I mean, there were some dedicated. There were some dedicated ones who wanted to get all of the cards. But yeah, man, that's some serious dedication there. Um, but yeah. So going into this movie, of course, as a longtime Vocaloid fan, and more recently Project Sekai, it was pretty exciting to see. And I guess everyone agrees here that it was pretty nice to see Miku officially, finally on the big screen. It's still crazy that it took us like more than a decade to finally have like a Hatsune Miku movie. And yeah, I get it. I get it. This is technically a Project Sekai movie, so it does involve all of the other characters. It's not just Miku, but Miku is still kind of like a focal point with this movie. And that's still pretty cool to see. Now, for those who are coming into this movie and probably have not played the game extensively, I get it. It features like the entire cast of the game, and there's a lot of characters involved, so I get it that it can be a bit overwhelming, but still I think there is still some appreciation there. And I've actually heard that some folks who watched the movie and didn't play the game actually got them into playing Project Sekai. So yes, more Project Sekai players in watching the movie. You watch the movie. Yeah, anyways, I loved it. Yeah, understandable, especially if it's not as accessible, because I know some areas it's not as accessible to everyone. So that's pretty understandable. Speaking of which, I did hear that we do have a Blu-ray release coming later this year, and this was to be expected. No word yet if whether we're kind of get like a Western release, but for sure we're getting the Japanese release version. And I am debating on whether getting it. I should probably get it. Watching the Project Sekai movie is still like one of the highlights for me this year. Mainly because yes, the movie itself and the people that I gotten to meet, and which I'll touch more a little bit. Uh, but definitely for the first time watching, obviously as an introvert, it's kind of difficult being a bit shy, trying to, connect with folks. But I think the one thing that clicked during the first showing was because I knew that there was already going to be a virtual show. Unfortunately, for the Philippine release, we only had, oh, there it is. There's the song. We only had the virtual singer version of the after show. We didn't get the other groups. That was slightly disappointing. They did eventually show all of the other after show, but it wasn't a special fan screening. And that was like in only one theater, and it's not that accessible. So, and it got sold out quick. So it's kind of like similar to Evie situation. So I think what you got, Evie, is kind of like the special fan screening. We did had something similar, but at least I would say we're kind of lucky to have like a bigger, theatrical release. Like I didn't had to travel as far to see it. But if at any rate I was ready, like I was ready to book a flight or a bus trip, and I know those are expensive at the time, just to see the Miku movie. But luckily it was confirmed that it was an extensive release. And again, it even got extended, and that was pretty cool. Okay, let me hydrate. But yeah, so I think the one thing that clicked during the being able to actually meet other people was I brought light sticks, and legit I think there was like only one other person. There were probably some people at the back, I didn't notice, who also brought light sticks, but basically after like the virtual show, after the movie, that's where we kind of connected and introduced. And I actually already knew this person. Shoko, welcome in. Hey, it's also your first time opening Twitch in months. Let's go. Welcome back to Twitch. But yeah, good to see you here. I've still been in Twitch for the past few months, but actually streaming myself, this is new for me. It is nice to be back. But yeah, so I think that's where we got the push to actually connect with the folks who watch the movie. I should actually also say, our theater, because we're out in the province, we're not like in a bigger city. It is in a city, but there are larger cities that also show the movie. So I think because we're kind of a little bit further out, Naga in particular. Shout out to the Naga peeps. You guys were chill. Everyone was well behaved. I know. Sadly, I've heard of some reports wherein that wasn't the case in other showings, but we were chill. We were chill, folks. So that was fun. Even like during the part of the movie wherein there were already the live performances, that was cool. That was cool to see. And speaking of which, I'm gonna go ahead and just queue up like the next song here. But we got the Shikishi cards, and most of the pictures here really, because for obvious reasons, like during the first showing, we're kind of still hesitant, like to take photos and all stuff. So this is all of the things from the first showing, basically. So here was the one. Like everyone got together and basically put all of our stuff. Everyone brought some plushies and put together the Shikishi cards. I think I have like a photo version of this. There we go. Everyone put out the ritual. There we go. I was looking for the right word, but the ritual. So Abby was one of the persons I met on the movie. She's a huge Mafuyu fan. There it is. Maxine was the other one. She's basically a Toya simp. So you can see all of her Toya stuff here. And then there's me who only brought the Miku one. And of course, I already had the business cards. And I actually did prepare like actual business cards. So I had like my business card, it has all of my socials, streaming on Twitch and YouTube. I also did say that, hey, I stream Project Sekai every now and then. So if ever that you guys have the time, you can, try to find a local fan base here, essentially. But Toya, yeah, look at that. Look at all of the Toya merch there. I eventually did also buy a Rin and Len one. I also have those now. So the next time that I go into conventions and stuff, I'll be sure to bring those along. And I also, the light stick that I actually brought in was the Miku Expo one. So this is the one that I actually brought along. And yeah, so there it is. It's still crazy like to see this in in movie theaters. It's there. We get the description and all of that. This was still historic to see. And it's moments like this wherein it's amazing like to see local Vocaloid Project Sekai peeps too. Because for the longest time, Vocaloid is kind of like a niche thing. So every now and then, like in conventions and stuff, I don't usually see people who are Vocaloid fans or sell Vocaloid merch. And I get pretty happy if someone does do one like in Artist Alley and stuff. But I do specifically remember in more recently in recent conventions, I was able to get a lot of not just Miku merch, but also like Rin and Len ones. Oh, here it is. So another highlight on this, I already showed this on stream last time, but I'll get to properly show it again. But we also did the fan chant. I'll get to show it later. I'll get to show it later because we went all out during the second showing. First showing we were still a little bit reserved because we don't know if there were some people. We want to be a bit respectful too because we're not sure if there were people here who just happened to watch the movie because it's anime and all of that. Because we did see like some parents who did brought along their children to this movie, which I find it funny because there's the Minecraft movie also showing in the next theater. But anyways, you went with the Miku movie. That's fine. And again, this is another one. One thing that I also find it funny is in the official listing that we had here, they only listed like a few folks in the cast. You didn't get to watch it, Shoko? There's gonna be other ways. Like Tori mentioned earlier, there are other ways to watch the movie. And once the Blu-ray release comes out, of course, we're gonna get like a fan sub version of that. And of course, we gotta salute all of the folks who do fan subs. They do a great service to us who watch anime being able to watch it. So yeah, I'm sure that we're gonna get that for the Colorful Stage movie. We don't talk about my ways. It is pretty much heavily implied, but if you know, you know. That's basically it. Oh yeah, and basically Abby and Maxine, the two folks that basically it was the three of us who kind of went together still after the first showing. So this is our ritual. So we did put out like our Project Sekai stuff and did this thing too. I should also mention this was also the first time I did co-op with other Project Sekai players, like actually in person. And that was also in itself kind of crazy to see, because all of us here, us in Twitch Sekai, we've always done co-op shows together, but doing co-op, like actually in person, that's also another thing that was literally crazy to see and kind of experience, and like seeing the reactions whether we get full combos or not, and all of that. Oh, so yeah, and this is the movie place itself. Like I mentioned, here in the Philippines, Robinson's was the one who was carrying Ow, who was carrying the movie. And you kind of see like there are some people who brought Miku merch, and there are some cosplays and all of that. Oh my God, Toya! Yes, there was a Toya cosplay. Yeah, there were people who were cosplaying as well, like in the movie. I do have more pictures of it here. Oh, okay. So these are the Shikishi cards that I went for the second movie. So minus, I don't know. I have to double check the cards that I have, but I essentially borrowed one of these cards, and I have the virtual singer full set basically. And I did get this Miku in particular. This was the mystery card that they were promoting. But I think we could pretty much guess that it was gonna be this Miku, judging like from the first 2 weeks or from the first 2 weeks of showing. We had the movie Miku itself. So yeah, so I did brought along the rin still. Oh, okay, yeah. So I think it was the Minori that I had, and I had to just swap out temporarily with someone. I think it was the Kaito one that I had to temporarily borrow. So all in all, I have 6 cards total. So minus one of them, I have still one of them as the Minori. And yeah, people were trading cards like on site and eventually online on Facebook as well. And this is me also gonna mention, this is where I kind of I started to be more, so we have Twitch Sekai, we have our little place here, but this is where I've started to pop up a little bit more often in Facebook Sekai. I'm not basically just lurking. I'm still mostly a lurker in Facebook Sekai. So I don't know if there are some folks here who are also like in the Project Sekai groups in Facebook, like there's the international one. Obviously, I can probably guess that it's more of a thing for us here in Southeast Asia. So there's a huge Project Sekai Filipino community on Facebook. So that's where more folks, in my locality are more active. So I do kind of still lurk there every now and then. Maybe I should post there more often too. So that's another thing. Oh, okay. So here's the movie ones. Okay. Sorry. I will need to turn off the music for a bit. And I need to let you guys hear the... So this is the second showing this time around. And this is some of the things that we kind of did. Let me see. So yeah, we were already waving live sticks at like the credits part. And yeah, I still brought the Miku Expo light stick on my end. And yeah, this time around for the second showing, there were a lot more people doing light sticks. Yeah, light sticks are actually, well, technically, light sticks were only allowed like during the after show, but no one told us off. Because we were because there's a part in the movie where there were already performances from each group. We kind of broke protocol a bit there and did the light sticks. So I knew I had ones earlier. Who you? Sorry, reacting. So yeah. Oh, yeah, and this is basically the part wherein we're supposed to bring out the light sticks. But yeah, after show was after this one. So this one. So the afterlife there. That was what I was talking about. It was the after. Wait, is it allowed to record in a movie theater? Technically, it is not. But we didn't really record like the movie itself. We just wanted to record like the performance here. And no one really called us out on it. But technically, you know, I know some theaters are pretty strict, but again, our theater was pretty chill. We only had like the virtual singer one for this one. Was this a full recording? Okay, no, I did it. Because I didn't want to do like a full recording because that's where we cross into, that's not allowed. So I think I only did bits and pieces. Okay, I'm not gonna show the full one here. Yeah, technically theaters here in the Philippines are also pretty strict. But again, it still varies. Like, again, some of us were still pretty chill. So I think this is the part that I kind of want to show because during the second showing, we were doing Watage. Someone did Watage, not me. Abby, who is one of my friends that I met in this movie, actually led a Watage during the second showing, and we kind of also called out their names here. So like, and of course, the quality is not.
Keiko! Kaito! Yuka!
Okay, Shoko, thanks for stopping by us still. There's a VOD of this, so if you want to catch the rest of this, that's also an option.
Ooh.
You could tell how chill we were. Okay, I think this is the part. Oh, there it is. There. I don't know. Some of you guys may have also seen the Watage movie, but it was at this theater that it happened. So what you're seeing here is the Rands POV of that. But I know there's another video that's circulating online of this particular Watage. Mine's the coastal quality, but you can tell. You can still see. You can still see the Watage happening there.
Hello. Ooh!
Yeah. Yippee! Oh, someone did a yippee.
Good job, guys.
Good job.
All right. Okay. So that's some of the video. I don't think I got the other ones. Yeah. So here are some of the photos. This time around someone did go in more cosplay. We caught more folks in cosplay, and here is like the ritual itself. So second round of ritual. This time around I brought some of mine as well. So I do have like an Emu, Minori, and N25 Miku. So I brought those along. I still brought this Miku. Oh yeah, Airi. Yeah, someone got the Airi Shikishi. So we did the ritual. We brought out our tablets and all of the cards. And yeah, literally a ritual. So someone did like a literal ritual. So I think there were still more folks who brought their tablets along. And then there's me. Proof. Weird but cool. Yeah. We're weird in our own way. Oh yeah, and for the second showing, there was a nearby place that has like a Japanese themed stuff. So we went to Ichiban after. Okay, so here's the video of the co-op session that we did.
No more lag, let's go.
No more lag, let's go. So
Finally, ang biling is
so again, we went together and did co-op
no more
still.
lag, let's go.
And then and basically, I think we co-opted all of the Project Sekai movie songs here. Oh, and pools. Oh, yeah, pools were also happening here. So let's watch it. So let's see. Wala.
Check naman natin. Pero mag-flip ba?
Flip na yan.
A little trip.
Flip. Meron purple. Nope.
Oh, no flip.
Wala.
2, 3 stars though.
Star. Let's see.
Hi, Len.
Len.
Hi, Chico.
Chiho.
Hi, Em.
Em.
Hi, Meiko.
Rico.
Hi, Em.
Em.
Hi, Chika. Hi, Kohane. Diba? Hi, Shizuku.
Shizuku.
Someone doing the pools. Oh, it's a new card. Yeah.
Oh, hi, Shizuku.
Ayaw, Shizuku.
Hello, Kanade.
Yeah. Gotcha pooling also happened live in person. So that was also a thing.
Mabilis.
So yeah. So I think basically, okay, let me switch to this one because I really find this one funny. This was the funniest one that I want to mention. But yeah. Anyway, that was basically, the Project Sekai movie experience. Met a lot of folks and all of that. I should probably check. I think I still have other Project Sekai stuff. Let me see. Give me 1 sec. Let me double check my sources. Because I felt like there was still more that I can show. Otherwise, I'll have to revert to like going to showing the stuff, showing it online, which I can also do. You know what? I can revert to that. Give me 1 sec. Because it would be a remiss for me to not show again the fan chant that we did. So I'm just gonna scroll back to that time. Is it crazy that it's like back in April? So that happened. Oh, okay. It was this one. It was this one. I probably forgot to download it. Okay. So let me do this. So and let me see. Okay, it's this one. So this one we didn't really show the movie. So this is just like POV. Okay. Okay, let me switch the one to opera. There we go. Yeah, we kind of broke protocol here by already putting the light sticks out during this part of the movie. I'm sure I showed this on stream last time, but I specifically remembered it was pretty scuffed. So let me skip to the part. Oh yeah, so there was, because we prepared for the fan chat and all of that. So I feel like I still need to show this one more time for everyone here. All right. Here it comes. We kind of messed up a little bit here, but everyone was loving the fan chat. And in fact, this fan chat had an expanded version. Um, Again, shout out to Abby for doing the fan chat in the first place and pushing it to do it in other showings, especially the after show one, which sadly we didn't get to watch, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's so fun. We did. Also, hey Barry, I will assume that you also already watched the movie, yes? Because I remember last time it wasn't out yet over there, but I'm sure that's already. Uh, I assume that you also watched it. Um, and yes, it has been a while. Hang on, let me switch back to the music. There we go. You watch it twice. See? I know. The Project Sekai movie is one of those movies wherein you can't really watch it once. And that's why, and again, the reason for us why we watched it the second time, because we really didn't, we were still hesitating. And of course, I haven't really formally met like folks like Abby and Maxine yet. So we were committed to going on a second time and actually do that fan chant for real and do ourselves some service by cheering loudly and all of that. And of course, having met some folks as well who were also gonna go a second time, we could do more rituals like this essentially. But yeah, I think that pretty much sums up like the Project Sekai movie experience in a nutshell. And yeah, I look forward to the Blu-ray release later this month. I know pre-orders. I think pre-orders are already up, so that's another thing to look forward to and all of that. But yeah, I can't believe that I only just talked about the Project Sekai movie in that hour. Um, and Flora, thank you so much for contributing to the Rands stream. Okay, I will go ahead and start talking about Ado next because that's the other thing that also happened right after. Well, not right after, but couple of this was also just me realizing, oh shoot, Ado's concert is actually just in a few weeks as after the Project Sekai one. Oh, well, the music is not going into the VOD, so I think I should be good here. I should be good. So the Ado concert. So Manila was the second stop in Ado's Hibana World Tour outside of Japan. So of course, Ado started the world tour in Saitama first, then went to Bangkok initially. So we kind of already had some intel, from the Bangkok folks, and then we were basically next in the showing. So a little early on, and in the first place, we were really surprised that Ado was performing in Manila. Of course, we were hopeful, after the first world tour, but it was crazy that it was really happening. And of course, I had to go. I've kind of always has been kind of an Ado fan, and mainly because Ado is pretty much very relatable at most times. So. And of course, Ado was also a Miku fan. And her career really started, through Vocaloid too. So there's a lot of things that can be relatable. And I think, that's why I do see like a lot of overlap, like between the Miku fandom and the Ado fandom, essentially. There were actually still some projects like I cosplay that I saw in this one, but I wasn't able to take photos of it. But yeah, essentially, the crowd is one thing that I will say about the Ado concert so much. You relate to her so much, and you started crying in the cinema.
Congrats
For
Hibari underscore
I literally
101
have
on
like
being
the same
first.
thought in person. Also, Hibari, thank you. Finally, someone redeemed first. The congrats. Congrats on redeeming first. But yeah, I definitely have a similar sentiment to that. For assuming that Ado. I have yet to also watch Shinzo. That is definitely on my list. But for Hibana, it was also like a powerful story. So during that part of the concert, it was really emotional. But before we get to the concert proper, I do have to mention the merch line because oh boy, oh my god, I'm peeking. Oh my gulay, the merch line for the Ado concert was something. Like, I already regretted not lining up as early as 5 a.m. for the merch line because it was already long when I got there. And that was like in 11 a.m. Oh, are we going into an ad break? Oh, yeah. Okay. I guess we can go on an ad break. I will talk more about the merch line in a bit, but let's take this short break. I actually do need to hydrate a little bit. So we'll be right back.
Is that a hail bomb?
Oh, what the heck?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a hail bomb.
Were you able to figure it out?
My eyes just flashed there.
What was your first clue?
It was covered with bugs.
Oh, I see that kind of bomb. Fucking donut.
Ow.
All right. Oh my goodness. Hello, everyone. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are located. This is Rands, and I did decide whether I should still stream or not. But oh my goodness, I woke up with, suddenly my voice sounded like this today. So, yeah. Anyways, I still wanted to stream because I still wanted to hear. So, hope you don't mind that my voice sounds like this. But yeah. Okay. So, you'll have to bear with me for a while I sound like this. But I am currently drinking coffee. Kuro, good. Hello. And well, technically it is a morning for me, even though it is 8 p.m. We just need to fix the order. Exactly. Fura, you basically just gave yourself away by choosing that song. You do realize that, Fura. I saw those messages, Wolf. You were talking to Mario though for a bit. Anyway, welcome back everyone. Yes, so just like that, let's talk about the merch line. sorry, not used to yapping for this amount of time. Oh yeah, this song. Ado also performed this live. And let me tell you, the crowd was really hyped. And I guess that makes sense. You know, Ado did the songs for the One Piece movie. So there were also folks who were in cosplay for that. So Ado is live. I agree. So yeah, the merch line. I think I came to the line at around 11 p.m. Oh, no, not 11 p.m., 11 a.m. And I think I regretted making that decision because first, I think I remember coming out of that line like at around 3:30. So that's like 3 hours and a half. And I was also going for the plush, you know, the Ado plush. It got sold out. And I knew some folks were disappointed. Again, this was also during the time that I was monitoring like the Discord, you know, just lurking. And there were some folks who were only in line just for the Ado plush. So some were kind of relaying the info. Is the plush still available? Is it sold out? Is there going to be a restock? Unfortunately, I was the one who had to break the news because I did confirm once it was already my turn to buy the merch. I asked, do you still have the plush? Do you still have plans to restock the plush? Is it gonna be available once we are in the venue itself? They did confirm that they were all out. So I was the one who had to break that news to the greater community. So yeah, I guess they didn't really anticipate that there are a lot of people who were gonna buy because the security folks who were at the venue also told us like this merch line is even bigger than the K-pop concerts that's being held at the MOA Arena. So that's something. And that's essentially also quite something that even Japanese-based artists can have this much of a turnout. Yeah, granted, Manila wasn't sold out, but you know, it's MOA Arena. It's huge. It's huge. Well, I guess by my standards, because prior to this, the only extent of concerts that I've been able to do was like the Niji Sanji concert in Malaysia during Nijiken Expo. So this was like 10 times a larger crowd that I do want to mention. So yeah, so I did eventually went out. And yeah, I did saw your comment about Hibari like being in the car. You know, this is basically my go-to thing now to showcase. You know, which by the way, this acrylic block is made by the wonderful Rain Treville, because you know it's part of the cover that we did together. So technically, for the Philippine folks, it's available on Shopee, but international orders are also available. So yeah, these are some of the photos. So this is the merch that I did end up getting, minus the plush. So of course, there's the sticker. That's behind that one. I did also get the tote bag. Of course, we're going to a concert, so I have to get the light stick. The light stick was pretty expensive, yo. But this is Ado we're talking about. So this is the first time that I had to own, you know, I had to own the light stick. And of course, Ado Best Ado Bomb. I have to get the album itself. You know, take advantage while it's on location rather than buying overseas. And I also got the travel tag. So that's the extent of like the Ado merch that I bought for this one. So this is us going into the Mall of Asia arena. So people were still lining up for merch like inside the venue itself. When we were going home from the cinema, your mom said Ado was very talented. I've heard similar things from folks who still went to the concert, you know, kind of just like accompanying like their children. And yeah, similar sentiment from parents who actually also accompanied their children to the concert. And yeah, it's a testament to Ado's talent. So yeah, had the opportunity to snap photos. Okay. So this is also what happened. So, okay. Let's pause the music here because I think you guys need to also see this one. So this happened. The Spider-Man pose meme. And more people joining. The rituals never end. It's a thing. It's a thing here. It's a fandom thing. It's a thing in our conventions. Even here. And the one that has like the... Oh my god. They were doing... I forgot that was a thing. They did that. And suddenly, a Miku. Miku, no! Oh no, Miku! Miku, no! And I saw an Uta cosplayer. And mind you, we were really creating a commotion here. And security were specifically telling people, like, don't cause a scene, and here we are. People were really hyped. This was before this is before the show, by the way. And yeah, there's security. The one that was doing the flashlight, that was security. Because technically we were supposed to crowd like this. Ano daw? Oh yeah, and by the way, there were some people here like giving out like fan-made merch and stuff.
Absolute cinema!
Absolute cinema! Absolute cinema! Yes! Yes, let's not forget to mention that. That, what we saw there was absolute cinema indeed. So here's some more photos. This is essentially like the admins of the Ado fan group here in the Philippines. So the one that had the coats, or that. So they're the ones who are basically the main point person for the fan community here. So shout outs to them. So again, another moment here, Mall of Asia Arena. Did I mention this is my first time actually in Mall of Asia Arena? Like, this is just across. This is also near the SMX Convention Center where conventions are often held. And I've pretty much been in SMX like countless times already. But this is actually my very first time being in the Mall of Asia Arena. And I guess the only other time that you would be here would be for the college games that's being held if you happen to study in one of the universities in Manila too. But yeah. Did I get post-concert depression? Absolutely, I did. So, okay, so this is a picture after the concert. We were trying to find the flower stand. So here it is. Somehow there was an interesting story behind this. But again, the Ado PH fan base coming together. I guess you kind of can still read those. Absolute cinema for putting this together. And of course, I have to mention in passing, I did take C2 na green after. which is a controversial take for the Filipinos in the audience here. But yeah. And of course, being that I am not from Manila, I have to mention this several times. I am not based in Manila anymore. I've moved out of Manila for since 3 years now, actually. So I actually played it. And yeah, making good use of the travel tag right there. But yeah, so let me talk more about the adult concert experience. Yes, I did get post concert depression, but I guess again the community Discord, kind of helped with that because because they kind of hold like kind of podcast sessions and all of that. Oh, this song was also pretty good. This was also pretty hype. Like, I guess for a movie theater experience, you kind of have an idea as far as how acoustics go, but still hearing it live, hearing Ado's voice live, and just seeing the crowd, it's really something. Like, I was just amazed as far as what I was witnessing there. Unfortunately, this time around, they were pretty strict and we want to be respectful. No photos or videos of the concert itself. And I guess this applies for all of the world tour. So obviously I don't have any photos or videos from the performance itself. This song has been stuck in my head for the whole day. This is gonna be stuck in my head again. But let me just paint a picture and describe the scene as far as how it was in the Mall of Asia Arena. Oh god, during the song, like we were like doing the wave in all of this with the light stick and all of that. So like we were doing it like this. So we're hand tracking. Okay, hand tracking is not tracking, but just picture us like doing like waves. And speaking of waves, like the people. Okay, so I was seated in lower box, so which is I was initially gonna go for the Hibana tier, but due to budgetary restrictions, I had to settle on lower box, which is it's still a good seat. It's still a good seat. Don't get me wrong. But I was sitting in lower box, and then so a lot of us were already getting seated, just waiting for the show to actually start. And then suddenly above us, where the general admission folks were, they suddenly started like a crowd wave, like you kind of see in football matches and stuff. So the first attempt, it didn't go all throughout, the arena, the half circle. But second attempt, the wave really kept going and it actually looped back. And that was amazing to see from the lower box section. Like how the general admission folks were really hyped. I think there were, besides the Hibana folks, I would say the general ad folks were the most hyped crowd, the most hyped section in it, and very very understandable. Tickets were really expensive. Not gonna blame them. I even had, I didn't go for the Hibana tier as well. But yeah, I guess it was still worth it. It was still worth it. And for the concert itself, I kind of expected bangers. Usewa, Odo, and Show. And yes, she delivered hearing those. Oh, this one too, Gira. She also performed this live. But when she performed, one of the things that she also performed, and the set list is out there, basically. Actually, let me look it up. Let me just look up the set list real quick. And I'm assuming that the set list is kind of similar from some locations, but so Ado started off with Osewa, then did Lucky Bruto. This song, Girl, was third on the list. She did Show. Show is also one of my favorite songs. She did Kura Kura, Ready Made Mirror. She did a cover of Charles. She performed Elf, Value, Stay Gold, Rule, Autokata Lullaby, and she did a cover of Aishite, Aishite, Aishite. And man, goosebumps. That's my exact description, or as far as during her performance of Aishite, Aishite. She also performed Yaku. And then Hibana. Okay. And this one makes sense because, the tour is called Hibana. She had to perform, Deco's Hibana. And there was a part during that concert. I'm sure a lot of folks have already mentioned this because I was also listening to some. There were a lot of Filipino VTubers who were also at the other concert. So I'm pretty much late to the party and sharing my own experience. But the one thing that's pretty consistent from what I've heard from the other VTubers is there was a part in the concert wherein, on the screen, it's spelling out Hibana, but slowly. So you go to the first two letters, so H-I, and then suddenly we hear some of the crowd saying hi. And then the rest of it spelled out Hibana. And then some of us were like, oh. That was a funny moment. Yeah, hi, Hibana. So that's kind of like the running gag for some of us. The greeting is now Hibana. Hi, Hibana. And it's Hibana. Kakuna na to Ian Fukai. No, I don't think it was performed. And there were some songs that surprisingly wasn't part of the set list that people were expecting, but we could have it all, I guess. At least for the 2-hour show. But I would say, like I mentioned this on Discord as well, the song that of all of the songs, obviously we have like the popular ones. For me, that really struck the most was when she did the cover of Hibana, and I think that was already after she already talked about the reason why this world tour is called Hibana. The theme of it, because the bottom line of the theme is, she wants to set a spark. And down the line, Setsuan is gonna probably release a video about the Hibana concert here, and I was interviewed for that. But it was so inspiring to hear that from Haado, basically, because she started, just singing to herself, like she talked about just starting singing to herself at first, never really expecting that there's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna like her singing. Even now, I think I remembered like when she was talking about the story too. Yeah, the only other songs you can name are Siwa, Rule Show, and all the other ones I can think of are covers. Yeah, unless if you are into One Piece, you could probably name a bit more songs because there were a good amount of it. Like yes, granted, a majority of us maybe Miku fans, but there were a good amount of One Piece fans at the show too. Because again, the One Piece movie, also did the ones for that. Although was really good, and Although was technically the last song that Ado performed before the encore, and then encore came and she did 3 more songs, starting with Rockstar, and surprisingly, she did a cover of Sia's Chandelier. Like I think that was the most unexpected thing that Ado did in the set list. Of course, some of us, for a period of time also had Chandelier stuck in our head, like during the time that song first came out. But that instantly became like a Philippine concert moment there during that time. And yeah, she did end the encore with Shinji Dai. That was the last song on this one. The OP movie was good, but it had flashing lights because of course it does. Of course. Yeah, I'm not that deep into One Piece, but I knew that a good amount of the crowd there were the One Piece crowd. So just to take note of what really the crowd felt like over there. So yeah, that's me just looking up the set list there, because I kind of had to make sure that I had covered everything. Analysis from Marl says the added concert hype is real. It is in fact real. We already saw the hype earlier. Even the show even started. And overall, the Ado fan community here, which officially we are now called the Adobos. And that's also the other thing. This chant also I think started from general admission folks. Someone started an adobo chant, so some of us some people were starting to also chant adobo, adobo, and then here we are. The Filipino fan group is now officially called Adobo. Of course, named after the popular Filipino dish. And then suddenly there's a lot of memes about ado and adobo, which we kind of expected that would kind of happen, don't we? But yeah, I think I had like other photos here, but these are the ones I kind of like curated. Like again, like look at the fan community here. It's really something. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see when fans get together. And those are the top two things that were kind of like the highlight there too. Okay. So yeah. That's basically my POV on the Ado Hibano concert. By the way, for the most part I went into this concert solo. But again, like I mentioned, surprisingly, there were a lot of Filipino VTubers who were going into the concert because that's basically what my feed was full of. People also going to the Ibano concert. I could have met up with some folks, but knowing that, you know, there were already existing plans going on, so understandable. There's going to be other opportunities to connect with other local creators here. But I think that was like the closest one that we kind of did. Okay. So that's 2 topics down, and I still have a couple more to cover. All right. All right, let's do this. Let's do this one. Let's do this one next. Okay, for a good amount of time I was stuck with with Other in the mix too for a while. Oh god, this is classic. All right, we're going with random music here. Oh, it's a title cover. All right. So, next one on the agenda here. Basically, the main reason I was off streaming for the past 2 months is I started having my own coffee shop. And to be completely honest with you, chat, this was a year in the making. So this was something that was likely gonna happen this year. But it hasn't really fully synced in. Like once the paperwork has already been set out, you know, the place where as you can see it now, has been fully built. So for the most part, most of last year, you know, it was still like, you know, we're building up the place. So construction mostly. And then towards later part of the year, we're getting ready to get the necessary permits to start a business because it's kind of a little bit complicated. And it was kind of frustrating at times, let me tell you that. But finally, it has happened. It has finally happened that the coffee shop is here, as you can already see right over here. So the reason why I'm seeing like this is like a year in the making, because we started signing up for the franchise March of last year. So the story behind this and how we found the Happy Coffee basically is This was around March. There was a food and beverage expo that was happening here. So, kind of like a business expo. We figured, we kind of stop by and take a look and see what they have to offer. And chances are, if we find something good, we could start a business with it. So we did find Happy Coffee's franchise pretty interesting because it's not your typical franchise wherein you have to meet certain quotas or stuff. Essentially, the agreement here is we carry their brand, and they're also going to supply, the things that allows us to make the drinks possible. So we did finally open last month. As if anyone has saw me on social media, that's when we did finally open. So essentially, we have been operating for more than a month now. And basically, our main appeal about this shop is, our drinks are affordable. Ours start at 35 pesos, which is perfect for students and, the local folks. There are other competing coffee shops on the same street that we're at, but those are, more artisan coffee shops, so to speak. Hey, what was that song that's playing right now? Yeah, Caramel Dancing. It was the title cover. Ever since I've discovered it, it has been on my algorithm playlist ever since. So that's been pretty interesting to see. So yeah. So the fact that we are offering our drinks at very competitive prices. The target here really are like students and locals, and we are in a very strategic location. Number one, we're along a major roadway. Although oddly, a jeepney doesn't pass through this one, but it is still pretty accessible. We do get a lot of foot traffic, partly because, there isn't a jeepney route alongside this. So knowing that we do get a lot of good foot traffic makes this promising. So really the main initial challenge upon opening was to put the word out. So yeah, I did had to spend a little bit more on the marketing, getting the word out there. But so far, we do have like a steady amount of people who come. There are some slower days, especially now, given the weather situation. I know over in Europe, it's a heat wave that's going on in a lot of folks in Europe. And which, by the way, I should mention, folks who are experiencing a heat wave, please do hydrate, take care of yourselves. Over here in this part of the world, it is now officially rainy season. In fact, we did have like a heavy rainfall a couple of hours ago. So it is that time of the year for us here. And that also kind of means like for a business like ours, we kind of have to bank on offering, the hot coffee. But we still see some folks like ordering, the iced coffee and the milk tea stuff. So that hasn't really gone away in all of that. So, so as far as this experience of opening a coffee shop, let me tell you, there's a lot of learning involved. And, opening up a shop is not, it's not easy. I think the main hurdle that I really had to go through was just learning how to do payroll. Because HR stuff is something that I don't have experience in. So I actually had to sign up for dedicated classes on how to do that. And not just payroll, but all of the other government compliances, which I really don't want to talk extensively on this type of stream. But if anyone here that has an idea of starting a business, especially in the Philippines, there's a lot of paperwork involved. And I guess it's kind of similar in a lot of other places. Hot coffee under the rain sounds kind of vibe. It is. I actually did, in fact, got hot coffee. I ordered hot coffee today. And let me tell you, salted caramel latte during the rain is really nice. And what a way to really start. Okay, yeah, a very adult topic. and all of that. Yeah. So I saw you earlier responding to Mario earlier, but welcome in. Finally out of jail. If I would define jail as not needing to go to the coffee shop to manage it every day, I guess technically that's already it. And that's actually the reason why I've been able to start streaming now, because after a month of operation, we have our staff fully trained. They feel pretty comfortable now. They're able to handle some days on their own. I still need to come in every now and then. But so far, I've been able to step away slightly a bit now. So, but yeah, I would advise against having associates personally. Yeah. So far, this operation, all of the administrative stuff, of the business, it's solely me. So I'm the one that's taking care of, payroll, HR, and stuff. Because yeah, it's a small business. Sometimes you kind of have to do all of the functions. So I do the HR, payroll, management stuff, and kind of still coordinate with our franchisor and all of that. So yeah, sometimes that results in me not having the full sleep sometimes. So that's why I always joke now these days that, what is sleep? Because sometimes that is the case. And actually I kind of felt the lack of sleepiness happen earlier today because mind you, I still have a corporate job that I go to. Which is technically at around this time, but because it is technically the 4th of July, happy 4th of July, by the way, for anyone here that celebrates it, especially in the US, because that also means that I don't have work today. So that's also the reason why I'm able to stream technically on a Friday, almost Saturday now. We're approaching Saturday over here because it is a US holiday. And all of that stuff. So yeah, things are going crazy over in America with their celebration as we speak right now. So as far as the future of the business go, for the most part, it's solely going to be my operation and managing all of that stuff. So far, it is still kind of sustainable for me to still have my corporate job and then handling the business. And then at the same time now, squeezing in time for streaming. So I'll just be mindful at times, time management is key, basically, when you're trying to balance all three. No, it's July. It's already July. June just ended, and that's crazy. It's already July. The past 2 months were pretty quick. Like, we were talking about the Project Sekai movie in the Ado concert. I felt like that was just like a couple of weeks ago. No, that was back in April and May. Did they sell fancy coffee there? Okay, so here's the thing. That is something that I plan to probably do in the future. But the fancy coffee, we have competitors. Those are the other coffee shops in the area kind of offer. So we're kind of catering the market here into more affordable coffee. It's not instant coffee though, don't get me wrong. We still do some blends and stuff, especially with the boba tea and stuff. So actually, based on the numbers, actually our boba tea is still the most popular items compared to the coffee, and that's the most ironic thing. Yeah, isn't it crazy that we're already halfway through the year? And it hasn't felt that way to me too. Yeah, let that sink in. Bouquet for me. Oh, this was a good song. This is also a good Ada song. But yeah, so yeah, let me show up some pictures about the coffee too. We have good interior. Of course, I always like to showcase the model and all of that. But yeah, we offer good coffee, yo. The coffee's good. Like, it's based on a Vietnamese coffee concentrate. So, and you guys probably know how good Vietnamese coffee is. Some of it is really powerful stuff. So yeah, I can attest that there are some days wherein, um, it's what starts my day. But of course, I do have to keep the caffeine in check too. I thought there's gonna be Miku Mershading all over the place. I have considered it. I have considered it. Because here's the thing, we've kind of also floated around the idea, considering how we also have local anime events here. If ever we do decide like to do a Project Sekai themed event, most likely it's gonna be a cup sleeve event, and definitely they can hold events like that here. I literally am willing to offer my shop as a place to hold cup sleeve events. But there is actually there is an alfresco area above it. It is still under construction. So this is kind of like phase 1 of the coffee shop. So phase 2 will be like the alfresco area above, and that allows us to have a little bit more seating capacity, because honestly sometimes that's where we're having a little bit of challenge, is we don't have enough seating capacity sometimes, because basically it's only like a couch and 2 tables. So we are looking to expand on that. And yeah, to Zoda's point, selling fancy coffee, it's not off the table. That does require us like acquiring like additional equipment and actually sourcing our own beans too. Because ever since I've opened this, that's also part of what's been popping up on my YouTube feed when I'm scrolling, especially on shorts. Sometimes the shorts that show up on my feed are sometimes coffee espresso related. So yeah, this may be the thing that also gets me into like how some people have their own like coffee shop setup, but they don't sell the coffee. I might end up on that. Google is listening. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I don't think I remember. Maybe I've looked up a couple, but I guess sometimes in a way, like, like in VTubers, you look up one VTuber and suddenly you get drawn into the rabbit hole. So I guess in my case, the barista rabbit hole is calling on me and all of that. And Mario chiming in, yes, this stream, this this catch up chat is definitely just the beginning. And yeah, the next topic that I have here is basically future stream plans. So that's the next thing I want to cover. Oh yeah, before I do that, let me just go on a tangent here, because since the song reminded me of the Project Sekai movie again, one of our local events here, because we have Ani Gaiden, which is, I guess, here in my local area, it's probably one of the largest anime events in our local area. So I did meet up with Abby once again, because both of us happen to be in the same area. So she went with a light stick and brought her shikishis as well. I didn't have the full compliment, so all I really had was like a tablet. Is Minori okay? That, I think they're cool. They're cool. But basically when we went to Ani Gaiden, we basically went out looking for Project Sekai cosplayers and others who play Project Sekai. So we also did the ritual once again. So yeah, so there was someone who was cosplaying Nene. We found a Nene cosplayer at Ani Gaiden and all of that. So I should just mention this in passing. So I think that's gonna be a recurring theme, looking for local Project Sekai players. So yeah, a little bit of a tangent there because those photos showed up. But yeah, going back to the coffee shop. So Project Sekai community in your city revived things in the Miku movie. I didn't even know that there was a Project Sekai community in my area too, Hibari. So yeah, that was basically one of my takeaway too. That was my key takeaway on that. It's crazy to find people that are actually also and Vocalite too, but Project Sekai as well. But yeah, this is one of my drinks. Actually, this is one of my favorite drinks. So it's not coffee, interestingly, but one of my favorite drinks so far that our shop offers is actually the green apple fruit tea. Yeah, I was about to say, no, this is not melon. This is green apple. So, and interestingly, it's not one of the popular ones, but I guess this is also me saying that I prefer my drinks not overly sweet. And if you know what green apple tastes like, it's not, yeah, definitely this drink is not the sweeter end. So essentially, this is my go-to recommendation if, let's say, there are some customers who don't like their drinks overly sweet because, iced coffee and boba tea are basically on the sweeter side, but we do have some offerings that's not sweet, like this one and, Americano, of course, because that's literally just espresso. And by the way, yeah, this was the pamphlet that started it all. So this is what started the business in the first place. So it was a 10 grand down payment. Aaron, you can do your respective conversions on how much this actually cost me to start the franchise. But 10 grand was the down payment. And then once we do open, that's when we pay the rest. So we have the 148K promo price. We didn't really need the site locate assistance because we already had a location in mind. They did take care of the DTI permit, so I do appreciate that. And then they also take care of the grand opening and stuff. And all of the equipments, initial inventory, they're the ones who take care of that. And for now, they also have like after sale support. So again, the main thing that really draw to us for this is it doesn't have a royalty fee. It doesn't have monthly dues, no hidden charges, and we basically pay once for the franchise. And anyone here in the Philippines that wants to also get a franchise, these are the contact details. I'm sharing this. Do Twitch viewers get a discount on drinks? Yeah, if anyone, well, you guys can look up where this is located. If you happen to make the trip, why not? I can give a discount, even though it's already like the least expensive. We're already competitively priced, but why not? Why not? Yeah. Folks can get a discount if you can find it. And if you also happen to find me running the store, because there are times, oh my God, I'm clipping. There are times wherein I do man the store, and that has happened a couple of times. So Barista Rands is also real because I also learned how to do it. And the hunt begins. Yeah. It's something that can be searched. Like, hello, there's the name of the shop. Find where is it located. Oh yeah, and also like that I also have this. Oh yeah, so this is how the seating arrangement is. So it's kind of like, more of a couch and all of that. So we will be expanding Boba plush. Yes. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Isn't that adorable? Yeah, you can see that. It is, in fact, a Boba plush there. So yeah, this is how it looks like at night. Something that we still need to work on is definitely adding more string lights because I know the mango tree here is still lacking lights. And I should also mention this mango tree. This is the first time that it has also bore fruit. So we've kind of had to time it right because there are some passerbys who's been trying to get the fruit, the mangoes out of this tree. Even though there's obviously a camera over here, some people are still shameless. But unfortunately, we did lose some of the mangoes to the folks who were trying to pick those. Yeah. Yeah, Himaru knows what's up. Kids, in fact, are trying to steal the mangoes. We did manage to still get some of them, especially the ones that are in the higher part. So we did manage to get it. It's green. It has to be green mangoes though. But honestly, I'm more of a green mango person, if you ask me. Yeah. The camera is literally there. I have footage. I have security footage. But yeah. So let me see. Is there anything else that I missed about talking about setting up this coffee shop? I guess the question here about now that I have like a coffee shop thing going on is, am I gonna tie this to like how I do my streams? So, and this is actually a good segue to essentially the last topic is, what's next? Now that I am back, yes, we're looking into more streams right after this. So we're gonna get this scheduled up. But am I also gonna tie this to basically the brand, the VTuber brand? So as you can see here, this has floated around. I had fun playing around with Viroid Studio once again. So just to add that apron. So there is a possibility. I may think about getting a with VTubers, they have alternate outfits. They have an alt outfit. So it's one of the things that I am considering. Let's have a Rands barista alternate outfit, essentially. And I already fit. I have a cap. Some baristas sometimes have caps as part of their uniform. So I'm already halfway there anyways. So we might as well think about it. Oh, and I should mention, and here's a funny thing about the coffee shop as well. So the legal name of it, I registered the legal name of the coffee shop because Happy Coffee is like the brand name. But the legal name of it is called Cheerful Cup Cafe. Not very referencing the Cheerful Carnival that recently ended in the global server Project Sekai. And that's actually the inspiration behind Cheerful Cup, as far as how I came up with the legal name of the business. So that's where it's registered because we kind of had to set up our own legalities, cheerful event. Yeah. But that's how we're doing it. So I'm gonna take like the Cheerful Cup Cafe brand and maybe kind of play around with it. So that's what I'm considering. Oh, hi Katari. Goodbye, cheerful event. Welcome to Cheerful Cup Coffee. Exactly. The cheerful team still lives on, even in the coffee shop team. So yeah, I'm considering it. Essentially, are there anything else that I need to show? Oh yeah, the Robinsons part. Okay, yeah. Okay, I think this is the extent that I will show you. And I guess this photo is imagine cheering in there. Well, we do have a couple of World League events coming up. So I know we have like Okay, and this is me talking about like future stream plans. So we do have like the Leonid World Link and then the Virtual Singer World Link events coming up. So for the Leonid World Link, I don't have plans of tiering. I will plan on feeling. So I'll try to help out where I can. Obviously, that's a little bit challenging with the coffee shop because initially I was gonna really help out a lot during the More Jump World Link, but suddenly there were a lot of developments with the coffee shop, so that's where most of my time was actually taken away. Um, if there weren't any sudden developments with the coffee shop thing, I may have helped a little bit more during More Jump World League because I was actually really planning on cheering, but I guess there were other plans. The coffee shop was slightly needed more attention, so there's a thing. So now that we have the thing in operation, so I may be able to sneak in thing. And yeah, there's a possibility of me tearing in there in the shop itself. There's a back office. Actually, the back office was the newer addition. So there is now officially an admin office kind of behind the shop. So that's basically where I'll be. So, and we actually just got internet hooked up literally just today. So not only I can now feel more confident working there without my internet going in and out. Possible streams from the coffee shop itself, very likely, very likely. Although the types of streams that I'll do there may be a little bit limited because I don't have like the full PC setup and all of that. But I'm thinking I can make it work. I can make it work with my laptop, even though it's not as powerful. We'll see. We'll see. We'll test the waters there. But yeah, speaking of Project Sekai and Rolling, as far as future stream goes, this was already a good segue, by the way. Before that, I will briefly mention, yes, more streams are coming in the coming days and weeks. Actually, I may, so I will just need to finalize. I may actually do a Project Sekai stream tomorrow on Saturday. So that is on the table. God, now I'm doing Kel favors. Where's the boss in the backplane anime game? Essentially. That is likely the scenario. Playing that anime tapping game that he's really good at. I don't know what it is. But yeah, Project Sekai stream likely tomorrow. I think that stream will start 10 p.m. UTC plus 8 as well. I think that may be 8. Oh my god, my Filipino accent has been popping in more every now and then. This is what happens when you're starting to get a little bit tired, apparently. But yeah, Project Sekai tomorrow, most likely. Sunday is probably when I'll also do a karaoke stream because God knows I am still committed to doing karaoke at least once a month. So those are the things that are likely gonna be on the schedule for quote unquote schedule for the next 2 days, and then from there we will try to sneak in whatever streams possible. What I'm thinking is Project Sekai will still, well, probably I may be able to sneak in during the weekdays. So that's basically the plan. And then karaoke, yeah, that's a once a month thing. So this weekend I'll do karaoke. And then we still haven't finished Doki Doki Blue Skies. We're still doing the Natsuri route. So Natsuki. See, I'm mixing up names now. So I will be continuing Doki Doki Literature Club, Doki Doki Blue Sky specifically, probably on the next weekend, not this weekend. We need to finish that. So basically, Project Sekai and Doki Doki Literature Club are going to be like the two things that are going for me because apparently the folks who know me for my Doki Doki Literature Club streams, uh, some of them still are sticking around. So there are some folks who know me by that. So yeah, I'll be doing a little bit more of them. More games, a little bit other games besides that definitely are on the table. We're currently compiling a list. Of course, everyone is welcome to also give suggestions as far as what games I should also play. So for those who are already in the Discord, you guys can also throw it. The games channel should be good as far as where guys you should go. And for anyone here that may be looking for the Discord server, I think this link is still valid, Wolf. I have yes, the link still works. Wonderful. Okay. So we are good there. We are good there with the Discord. You really want to boba tea now? I'm sorry. I knew this talk was gonna probably have people consider like getting boba and stuff. I'm not gonna blame you. Not gonna blame you. That can happen. Subliminal messaging is really the thing there. But I am currently experimenting with a little bit more variety. So yeah, outside of Project Sekai and all of that, I'm definitely looking into. Do you do deliveries? Not at the moment, but currently considering it. Grab has been reaching out to me several times to go with them. And yeah, I may actually go with Grab. I've heard not so good stories about Food Panda because Food Panda is also a thing here. So we may not go with the Panda. So we will do Grab, and we do have like a local delivery service here too. So that's another thing. All right, we are technically in ad break. So let's see. Industrial action forced this major British household print. Find out when the ads end in about 3 minutes. I like how. Okay, I want to talk. Okay, after the ad break, I want to talk more about Maro, our little bot here, because it's kind of cool that he does that. I don't know if that was something that we needed to turn on behind the scenes. Oh yeah, Food Panda is also. When I visited Malaysia a couple of years back, Food Panda was there. So yeah, it's something that we also have here. And that's a funny thing because when I visited Malaysia, yeah, all of the apps still just works. You know, Grab if I needed to go somewhere. If I feel like delivering food, it's still the existing apps that I use. Yeah. Yeah, more updates coming in. Yeah. So we did some bot updates basically behind the scenes. So during ad breaks, remember Cerebot used to do those. So we kind of introduced Mario as the newest bot. So Mario is actually gonna be the bot that appears in my streams. This is his official debut. Actually, let me ask him to introduce himself. And this is something that you guys can also do. You can actually ask Maro. You just need to mention Maro and he will respond to you. So AI assistant. And Mario Majima, for those who don't know, is actually my Otauloid too. So Mario has kind of evolved and is doing additional work now as kind of like my AI assistant. And speaking of which, we do have now the trivia. So earlier during the ad break, he had a little bit of trivia. So it was the Times newspapers, his publication from December 1978 to 1979. That is good trivia right there. So yeah, you guys can actually talk tomorrow in chat. You just need to mention it, and he will respond. He will respond. So Mario is actually powered by Frosty Tools. So uh, but yeah, we've quote unquote programmed Mario in a way to kind of still be in character as far as what Mario is essentially. So as an Italoid and his assistant. So that's a no. Maybe a virtual concert sometime. Yeah, speaking of which, I really should be doing some. You tried Bard though, but yeah, that is basically a no there from Mario. But yeah, Mario has actually initially appeared on Wolf's stream. Because if you guys didn't know, Wolf actually streams a little bit now. I don't know how dedicated it will be, but but folks, you guys should probably also check out Wolf. The Phantom, oh yes, the Phantom Warden himself. But Wolf has been doing a lot of Project Diva. And he's also the Keeper of Chaos and all of that. So y'all guys should definitely follow Wolf for more Project Diva. I mentioned this during his stream when we were doing co-working, but essentially I'm gonna let Wolf take the Project Diva stuff and do the gaming from there. And Wolf might actually take over like the series that I started. So we did complete like the PSP series of Project Diva games on this stream, which by the way, recently the first ever Project Diva game celebrated like its anniversary, like 16 years. It's crazy that it has been long for so long. Oh, Fran! Hi! welcome in. You didn't see me in the list, Ray. That's fine. That is okay. Welcome in though. I have been yapping for the past 2 hours just to catch everyone up on what I've been up to. But yeah, I also just shouted Wolf because Wolf started streaming. Which I know that you did bring raid over to Wolf along with Sensei and Tora. Again, we absolutely appreciated that. But yeah, on behalf of Wolf, but yeah, more streamers. We love to see it, right? So we kind of started to have like our own thing. So yeah, me mainly, I will still mainly do Project Sekai, a little bit of Doki Doki Literature Club, and then a little bit more variety. I may still do Project Diva, question mark, but I'm gonna let Wolf take over most of the Project Diva stuff because Wolf is the person that's more into that. Well, I am too. But yeah. Most of the Project Diva stuff is essentially going to be more of Wolf's thing. We tried Wolf to get into Project Sekai, but yeah, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to do. Speaking of Project Sekai, though, yeah, World Link, we have Leonid World Link relatively soon. But the main thing that I'm really planning for is the Virtual Singer World Link. So, of course, Miku chapter, we know it's going to be brutal. I'm not thinking of tiering, or at least tiering for a specific goal. because I think it's gonna be like huge. Um. Oh yeah, thank you for the lurk, man. Yeah, work stuff. Um. But yeah, everyone should also check out Fred too. Um. I know you didn't raid into the stream, but I'm gonna give you a shout out anyway, because why not? We can also do this. And yeah, Maro does the thing of also
This
summarizing.
is why you are
Um,
the brains of the group.
Oh yeah, I forgot that I still had the shout out thing turned on. Okay, yeah. So that gives you an idea, but
Oh, absolutely. Nothing bad's gonna happen to this group.
I hope the
Hi,
summary
Sai.
is also pretty good.
Baka. It's not like
But people should also check out Fran. Very talented voice actor. Also stream. I was speaking a little bit on Fran's stream earlier and saw Project Diva happening. But yeah. Also does a lot of yapping. Probably a lot more than what I can do. But then again, I've already been yapping for the past 2 hours and 12. But yeah. Well, yeah, that's also a thing that Maro does. When someone does raid into the stream, the shout out is done automatically. So less work for the mod team. Internet grandma. I mean, I mean, I know, I kind of know the context. It kind of depends, probably. Don't overwork him. No, Mario is an AI assistant. He doesn't have the concept of overworking. Yeah, but there's a yeah. Let me see. So I already mentioned about Wolf streaming because that's what we were talking about. Okay. So the other things that I actually still also have planned, and this is me assuming that I can keep up a little bit more consistency in my streaming thing. I definitely do want to be more involved in community stuff. So remember, so Fora, you were here when I streamed like the crab game big collab with like, oh goodness, there were like 20 other. Um, so definitely I want to be more involved in those kinds of community get-togethers. I'm keeping tabs on certain Discord servers to make that happen. So I'm trying to also keep myself available for collaborations. This applies to the communities that I'm part in. But of course, this is also applies to Twitch Sekai and all of my streamer friends. So community game nights is also a thing. A lot of people really liked when I hosted like Jackbox games, for example. So that may be something that I can also hold on stream. And yeah, you know, I'm knowing you for you probably knew what powers this AI Frosty tools. So the style of writing is obvious. I know, but it's an interesting concept. But there's a lot of things that Frosty Tools also does, like that's really good. Community game nights is also a good thing to also consider. And Frosty Tools has a feature wherein we can safely host Jackbox lobbies, because that was also the main reason why I was a bit hesitant about doing hosting Jackbox initially. Was, you know, on our end it's kind of hard to kind of manage the behind the scenes. So I think we can also try it out. But yeah, basically I will be doing streams again in the next 2 days. So that's gonna be very exciting to see. Other than that, yeah, I've been yapping for 2 hours and 15 here. We managed to cover all of the things I really wanted to cover. It feels more official now that the recap is over, to say this, but yeah, indeed. It is so nice to be back. It is so nice to be back. I am pretty excited to really getting back into streaming again. And here's the good thing, because I know I stopped streaming for a bit last year too. Some of you guys who were already around that time too. But the difference there really is you guys never really heard from me as much. Like even elsewhere on Twitch, there was just radio silence. So this time it's a little bit different because, I still tried my best to be active outside of streams. I was still active on social media. You still see me pop up in a lot of other streams within Twitch Sekai. Of course, obviously Sana, for example, because, Wolf and I are also moderators on Sana's channel. So that's kind of like a given that we're also going to be there. Most of the time we may be lurking, yes, because, work stuff. Obviously, usually when Sana streams, I'm also doing my corporate work. But when I start chatting there, that also means that I may be during a break or, there's some downtime. But I do foresee that it's going to be a little bit of a challenge for me to kind of also be active in chat around the time that Sana usually streams. Sana is actually doing Art Fight, which did start already this month. And I know a couple of folks as well. Some moots also participating in Art Fight. So you're gonna see a lot of that probably showing up in your feeds, and likely for if you're following a lot of VTuber artists on Twitch, they may also be participating. So those are the things that are a lot of people are going over for. All right. Let me see. I think I'm good to wrap up here. So I'm going to go ahead and see who we can raid. Because I haven't done this in a while too. But yeah, I will be seeing you guys tomorrow. I'll probably do Project Sekai. You know what? Okay, so I'll be doing the usual Project Sekai, I'll open up co-op. I'll be playing both servers. So I'll be doing global and JP server tomorrow. I also need to do ranked matches. Assuming that the ranked season is already up. Because if it is by tomorrow, I will also be doing ranked. So it's not going to be a chill stream, I will say, by tomorrow. Okay. Let me see who we can send you guys over. You guys want to go to a chill stream maybe? I have some folks that I'm seeing that are doing art. Couple of folks playing Peak. I've seen a lot of people playing Peak recently. There's someone that's also doing chatting. There's someone that's talking about, the upcoming events. Yeah, go do the daily gacha. Actually, I'm gonna do the gacha. Oh, yeah, daily gacha and the daily things. Yeah, I need to also do that. Actually, before we raid, I can actually do that now. Do I have the hand cam set up? Hang on. I may actually do. Okay. Yes, the hand cam is not working. I spoke too soon. Maybe I just need to deactivate and reactivate it, maybe? Nope, it's not. No, it is not. Okay. Here's the part wherein I will unplug the capture card and replug it. Oh God. I'm sorry for the things that you are seeing. I saw it too. Sorry, I was standing up. So it didn't find. Okay, that's a moment there. That's definitely. Hey, we haven't had that moment in a while. We haven't had that moment in a while. Okay, is the hand cam working? And it is not. Okay, looks like this is something that I'll need to do off stream. Okay. Oh wait, it is working. It is working. All right. I actually do need. Okay, let's actually extend a little bit. Let me do some Sekai dailies real quick, and then I'll get that set up and up and running. So yeah, I'll be right back for a bit. There. Almost. Right at the very end there. That's gonna be a little bit heartbreaking. Hey! Okay, that threw me off a little bit. It is that line. And I have yet to come across that story in EN, but I've already watched it on the JP side. Oh, Sukasa! Jeez. Alright, same room code for anyone who wants to join, 91930. And or two. We have a full house. Let's go. Wow, right at the very end, I died. But there was that last minute save. Whoever has a life up card there. Maybe I'll just put some counters here.
Your counters.
There's a lot of counters. There's a lot of counters. So we're gonna.
At least you don't have to buy counters. All you buy is counters. Like they ask you for shop knife, you're like, no, just more counters, please. I need to draw you with like, just you, and then you're surrounded with like counters. It's just.
I love the counters. Okay.
That's your brand now. You're counter man.
I am definitely gonna guess that I disconnected for a bit. I think that's what likely happened. Okay, I haven't set up the hand cam for a while, so this is also gonna be something that needs some adjustments. So give me one sec. Okay, I learned something new today because one of the things that's actually changed since the last time I streamed is I'm actually been using a new phone stand, and this face tracking thing consumes more battery than what it can charge. So I may lose face tracking in a bit there. So give me 1 sec. Let me just make sure that we're still online. Look at them, all rewards. Yeah. Because we have like the Anime Expo login campaign going on. Alright, so... Okay. So I was actually trying to update the stream info. Let me do that too. So let me just update the category. Hatsune Miku colorful stage. Okay, let's switch over. Okay, this may... I could probably go for another hour here actually before we... Because I was ready to wrap up because I finished yapping, but then you reminded me about the dailies. So that was a good call out actually. So I actually haven't done mine yet. So let me just... Okay, we're good. So let me do mine. Oh yeah, I already tried this earlier. So let me just turn off my desk light. Let me make sure that we have you in frame. Oh, I need to catch up on some of the newer releases too. Oh, let's do this one. See, it's also been a while that I've done Sekai on stream. Oh, it is so nice to do this again after a long while. So challenge shows. So this is just gonna be a relatively short one. Oh, there goes the full combo. And it's quite also obvious. I still continue to play Sekai off stream. Maybe there were some weeks wherein I didn't touch it, but obviously I know that I kind of need to do the dailies because I'm actually gonna need to stock up on resources too. Because I'm really eyeing like the virtual singer World Link. Because I'm gonna try going for the Rin and Len chapters specifically. And then for the other chapters, I'll try to help out whatever I can. Can you imagine trying to play 2 versions of Sekai? I still primarily played on the global server. But because I have friends who play mainly on the JP server, that's basically how I also get into the JP server every now and then. But I kind of do want to play on the JP side a little bit more too. That's the thing. Also, let me just double check on some OBS stuff. Okay. The thing that I want to make sure it's working is doing its thing. So gacha, let's do the gacha first. So I'm only doing the free pool and the one pool. So far, I've gotten a 4-star from the Bloomfest gacha, but it's not the Bloomfest card. So let's see. Let's see if we continue to get lucky on the one pools. Did I pull? Okay. All right. No luck. And then I also do like the daily ones that cost 100 paid crystals because I do have a lot of that. And that's where I've gotten lucky. So far, no luck today. It looks like. No luck. Oh, Furu! Yay! Yeah, welcome in. Glad to be back. Definitely really glad to be back. I did not have Project Sekai on the agenda today, but given that I was reminded of the dailies, so I'm just gonna do the pulls and see if we get lucky. But so far, no luck today. We were really lucky yesterday though. And in fact, I can show that pull. All right, not even a 3-star. It's fine. It's fine. But there was one pull where I was extremely lucky though. Hang on, let me just switch over here because I actually recorded that one. And let me go find it. You've been busy? Yep. Essentially for you could probably catch the VOD of this, but for the past 2 hours, I basically been talking about what I've been up to. But essentially, the main point being is I have a coffee shop that I started running, so that's the thing.
Hi, Furcon.
But I also did catch up with folks talking about the Project Sekai movie, the Ado Hibana concert, and then future stream plans. so that's where I was at for the past what I've been talking about for the past 2 hours. But yeah, essentially the coffee shop is basically the main reason where I've been busy with. Now that that's been now it's running its own thing. I can continue with the streaming thing. Where's the coffee shop? Dude, I'm based in Bicol. So if ever that you happen to be in the area, just hit me up. So it's this one specifically. So this was a one pull. So this was from yesterday's pool. Yeah, just let me know. A lot of people were interested. Oh, and if Evie is here, I did get the 4-star Irie. I would be more surprised like if I got like the banner characters. Well, I'll still take this Irie because it's still a 4-star. It's a new card, and I think I was trying to check out. It's also a scorer, so it's a good one to put in the more jump stuff, essentially. Okay. Yes. I should probably also mention that if anyone does happen to be, I did mention Furu earlier that if someone does drop by the coffee shop, I am happy to give a discount. So let me, while I'm here, I might as well check. Okay, so new rank season has already started. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that tomorrow. So we'll do the rank matches tomorrow and see which rank we'll land at. Yeah, I also specifically asked to be part of the training too. So while I have staff, and most of the time they're the ones that's running the shop now. But I also am able to do the drinks too, because sometimes, and this has happened a couple of times, I was the one that was watching the shop. So yes. So in fact, yes. So barista Rands era can be a thing. So, and I'm actually trying to see if I can have an alternate outfit based on that. So that's the other thing. Okay. Let's see. We've already done our dailies. Oh, ads. I actually need to watch the ads. I'm thinking I should just save it up. Namely. All right, let's see what kind of ads we will get today. Oh, I also miss doing this on stream. Just telling you guys what kinds of ads we will get. And I will have to specifically describe it to you. You can still hear. Yeah, you can still hear the game. So. Oh, of course. I can show this. On stream. Everyone has been raving about this game. And I should probably mention, yes, I am also considering this game to be something that I may also stream. The horse game, yes. Which is funny because I'm pretty sure this showed up on my feeds back in 2020. But yeah, not realizing that we only got the English version of it today. That's why it's been popping out so much. So yeah, I may consider doing the horse game too. Just putting it out there.
Let me respawn in Rome, please.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, we got this other ad. I can mute this one. Yeah, I remember a lot of people were talking about this back then in 2022, the pandemic era. Horse racing. So I was actually wondering why it suddenly became popular again. Yeah, global release. It's on Steam too. Speaking of Steam, I need to also go through the summer sale stuff. Oh. I need to see what are things that I need to grab on the summer sale. Actually, I should be getting some. Yeah, I should get some more Jackbox stuff because yes, I love hosting the To Heart. Actually, I also heard about that. Okay, let me just finish up the ad. Let me bring up another ad, and then I will describe what we have. Yeah, I also heard. Okay, it's another game that I don't want to show on stream. It's a visual novel. Yeah, I've actually been on the lookout for new visual novels too. Yeah, this one. Let me see if I can change the capture. It's this one. Okay. Yeah, I've heard of Two Heart. I've heard of it. Yeah, this one. Hang on. Let me switch back to this one. Oh, ads are still running. Well, I muted the audio, so I'm gonna let you guys. Okay, I'll cover it up. Oh, wrong source. This one. Yeah, I've heard of this. Alright, I am so adding this to the cart now. Are you just would you like to see me just do shopping on Steam right now? Is this gonna be a Steam shopping thing now? We're playing ads. Oh yeah, I had City Skylines on my playlist for a while. But I don't. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, let's do the Discover queue. Let me do the Discover queue. Oh, Peak. Yeah, definitely. Let me add this. Let me add Peak. Definitely, let's add Peak. Let me put some music in. Shopping, let's go. Okay, this is now officially a shopping stream. Yeah, Peak is like a co-op survival game. Basically. Let me just get out of the Sekai category for a bit. Let's move. Is there a shopping category? No, let me just move back to just chatting for a bit. We're shopping now. We're officially shopping now. So yeah, it's basically a co-op. So this one. It's made by the same folks who did Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. So it's co-op. You basically try to climb a mount. It's mountain climbing, survival, and procedurally generated stuff. Yes, the music is Lower One's Eyes on Sekai. Yeah. So definitely adding Peak. All right, what is this? It's a date everything. Sandbox dating simulator set in the comfort of your home. This game. There was that guy who stole your mangoes, probably. Probably that was the guy. That was the guy. Oh yeah, definitely the horse game. Okay, let me just go ahead and get this. Let me add this to the library. Okay. All right, officially adding the horse game. Ooh, Deltarune. I haven't gone into the Undertale rabbit hole just yet. So this may be something that's definitely on my radar. Wuwa, I've already played Wuwa. Haven't really picked it up since then. Oh, okay. We have another survival game here, it looks like. Dune Awakening. Rise from survival and greatness. Okay. Oh, that kind of game is definitely up my alley, by the way. Like, I'm really into like open world stuff. Yeah, open world stuff is is something that interests me, okay? So 1799 though. Maybe not to that extent. It's usually the budget that's limiting me. Also, hi Sana, welcome in. Let's see. Oh wow. What a playlist. We went from Nightcore to suddenly Calvin Harris and Rihanna here. Okay. But all right, Claire Obscure. Oh yeah, I've heard of this. One of my friends played this on stream. This is a story. This is like more of a story. Yeah, this is definitely up my alley too. Okay, let me just wishlist it for now. Oh, Elden Ring. Probably not exactly on my alley right now. Oh, we have a Mecha Break. Oh, it's like a third-person shooter. It looks like it's kind of similar to Apex. Yes, once upon a time, Rands also played Apex. Yes. We also have F1. I really haven't been into racing games recently. Although as a child, fun fact, my go-to place in arcades back then was the racing games. actually. We never really had much of the rhythm gaming arcades, at least in this part. So far, I think the only rhythm-based arcade that we have here is Pump It Up, actually. Time Zone has a Pump It Up machine where I'm at. And that's basically it. There's also another arcade here that has Dance Dance Revolution. So, yeah. Yeah. Before rhythm gaming, I was more into racing games in the arcade. All right, Stellar Blade. I see. I see. Hmm. But look at that price. Dude, almost 3K. Yeah. Okay, I see Warfare Tactics. RTS. Okay. I'll put this on my radar. Oh, it has like Command and Conquer style. Yeah, the motorbike ones. Yeah, I used to go on those a lot too. All right, that's everything on my discovery queue. Oh, are there any cheap ones that we can nab? Oh, look at the music category. Peak, yeah, Peak is already. I should add Peak to cart, honestly. Yeah, yeah. Let me add it. Let me add it to the cart. It's only $2.49 for me. Okay, there you go.
I don't know if they're gonna let you on the plane with no shoes on.
You're about to see a truly expensive busier game. I mean, not gonna lie, son. I can see why. I can see why. Because I used to also play No Man's Sky, which I guess it kind of has something similar, minus the co-op and the climbing the mountain part. I used to spend like hours on No Man's Sky on the PlayStation. All right, this is now officially a Steam shopping stream. All right. Let's see. All right, let's take your recommendation. Acmo is also a VR game? I also need to be on the lookout of VR games too. It's free to play, but look at all of the DLCs, yeah. Holy moly! 16,000? Almost 17,000 pesos for all of the DLCs. My goodness, yeah. Oh my goodness. Imagine it. Imagine spending this much for all of the DLCs. I don't even want to know how much I already spent total for Project Sekai. It must be a pretty good game, yeah. Especially in VR. I could imagine. Oh my god, you can like go in like virtual lives. But is this something that's worth getting into the rabbit hole to and potentially spend a total of 17,000 pesos? y'all can convert that in your respective currencies just to give you an idea. But yeah. All right, let me put it on the wish list for now. It looks interesting. Maybe if, let's say, for example, the coffee shop thing really blows up and, I'm able to set up multiple branches, then I might consider it. Oh, yeah, Civilization 7. Yeah. I mean, it's 15% off, but that's still a lot. Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah, we were looking at the music category. Let's see. Oh, the virtual cottage. Is this kind of like similar to... Yeah, I have Spirit City Lo-Fi right now. I guess it's kind of similar. Oh, is this similar? Okay. Oh yeah, Geometry Dash. Should I grab it? Should I grab Geometry Dash? I might as well grab it. Let me just put it on the list right now. DJ Max I've heard of. I'm sure a lot of rhythm gaming folks can provide a little bit more insight here. The trailer doesn't show gameplay, unfortunately. Shapes and Beats. Oh, is this Bullet Hell? Yeah, it's Bullet Hell based. $375 though, 40% off. A game that requires internet. It's good but very difficult. Gotcha. Oh yeah, I've heard about this game. Yeah, I've been meaning to try this one. All right, let me just add it on the wish list for now. I think I have this. Do I? Yeah, I'm on. Oh, this one, easy. Very, very Osumania. Okay, what is this? Idle Party. So this is more of... Okay. We have some idle games here. Oh, this looks interesting. It's relevant because three friends have wishlisted it. Okay. Okay. It does look interesting. Let me add that to the wish list for now. And this one is only relevant because I played VR chat and Mustache. All right. Yeah, I could tell, like, yeah, probably it's not good. Yeah, I could probably tell. Okay, Wonder Song looks interesting. It has hopefully positive reviews. I kind of like, the rhythm game. I like rhythm games that kind of also combines with other genres. So this one's like platformer, and it's also story based. So it kind of aligns with what we're doing. So let me add that to the box. Oh, this is just like beatboxing. It sounds like beatboxing. Yep. It sounds like beatboxing there. Oh, I've tried this in VR. Oh, I definitely do want to get this. I played the demo of Maestro in VR before. It's so good. You kind of feel like, conducting. This one, I can say good things about it. It does have a little bit of a learning curve, but other than that, I really enjoyed playing this in VR. I can tell y'all that much. Yeah, I have the Quest 2 specifically. So yeah, I think I remembered playing this on the demo on Quest. But obviously we're looking at Steam right now. And yeah, technically I have set it up in a way where it goes straight to Steam VR. All right, let me just continue browsing the queue here for a bit. Oh, what is this? Another rhythm game? Might be interesting to explore. You know what? I'll just get that. Keep that in mind. Bro Legend. Someone has played this before. Oh, ARPG. Does this has musical elements? Project Arrhythmia looks like bullet hell. Has a photosensitive warning. Oh, Synth Riders, I've seen this. I may have a different version of this. Oh no, I play this on VR. I have Synth Riders, but it's on Quest. I have it on the Quest, not on Steam. Yeah, I played Synth Riders. Okay, so here's the thing. So speaking of VR games, I definitely also do have plans to stream it, but I would say give me it may be a late July or August because I will have a better space where I can play VR games. So I want to have that place set up first, then I'll be able to stream it. Because that's the only reason why I haven't been able to play VR games lately is I don't have the space at the moment. Between the coffee shop and the other things, my room's kind of, should we say, cluttered at the moment. So I don't have space to, I don't have ample space to play VR at the moment. But once we kind of declutter it a little bit and have that space, I'll be so back on doing VR. Oh yeah, I should definitely wishlist Synth Riders. You modded Project Diva Mechanics to play in true 3D. Oh, I can only imagine. Oh, an idle game. Okay, let me put that in my alley as well. Oh god, okay. We can pass on that one. Oh, it's like you're immersed in the PV. Speaking of more VR, this is a VR drum kit. Very interesting. Very interesting. Oh, I've seen this. More Mania style. Oh, more of those lo-fi stuff. Spirit City is still my main thing. Oh, this looks like it's just like a window. I'm always down to be on the more on the lookout of this. But I like it for the pixel art style. All right, let me just install a demo. I do want to check this out. Let's put you on the main drive. Well, secondary main drive. Okay. Let's broaden up a bit. Let's see what else we can take a look. Oh, I already have like a lot of things in my wish list. That's like 30. Oh no. That could potentially happen. No. Oh look, Wolf will like this. Wolf will like this game. Wolf will definitely like this game. Wolf should definitely get this and stream it. Oh, we had the same brain cell there, Musana. Yeah, I had the exact thought. Wolf should definitely. Or you know, I could act. How much is this? Well, the base game is 280, so it's still under 1,000. Wolf, we could get this. But there's a Thomas and Friends edition too. And then there's UK regional, US regional, and German regional edition. Yeah, this is more of Wolf's thing. Oh, hydrate. Will do. Allow us to hydrate. Tempting. I know, right? Look at it. What's the drink today? Just water. I already had the. Yeah, I had hot salted caramel because it rained. It was raining. We had a downpour earlier in the evening. So when I dropped by the coffee shop earlier, I had to go with a hot coffee. And I have specifically instructed my staff, if we're seeing that it's likely gonna rain, bring up the boilers because most likely a lot of people will get the hot drinks. Yeah, I'm already too caffeinated. Yeah, I don't want to. Oh, I also had a little bit of kombucha after the coffee, so that's another thing. But yeah, I may just give the train sim simulator to you, Wolf. All right. No, kombucha isn't caffeinated. Oh yeah, I was actually gonna say look into the other Jackbox game because I actually do want to host some Jackbox games sometime. Yeah, including on stream because Frosty Tools allows us to have, I guess, moderated rooms. So I think we should look into that too. What was the one that we were looking at that had some interesting? Yeah, they're 40 off. So I'm down to get another pack. Was it the sixth one? I think it was 6. Because we have like Murder Trivia 2. And then it had other games. Or we could probably get a bundle. I need to remember what was on this pack.
Looking for a fresh start to the new year? Relax.
I think it was this one.
Visualize
because I
all
remember
5
checking out
party games
Dictionary
in the
and push the
Jackbox
button.
Party Pack 6.
The popular Trivia Deathmatch returns
And it's
with Trivia
500.
Murder Party
It's currently
2.
550.
Fight for your life in bizarre new mini games. Still not relaxed?
Let's see. let's see what the bundles are offering. Yeah, I think I feel like just getting
Looking
this pack.
for a fresh
Alright,
start
let's add
to
this
the new
card.
year? Relax.
We have
and
3 things
visualize
now
all
on the card.
5 party games in the Jackbox Party Pack 6.
My friend already owns it.
Popular
Yeah.
Trivia Deathmatch returns with Trivia Murder Party 2. Fight for your life in bizarre
Yeah,
new
because I remember a
mini-games.
couple of years ago,
Still not relaxed? How about
Fran also hosted,
the offbeat personality
a
test
Jackbox
role
game
models?
before. And I think
Find
it was
out who
this
you
pack.
really are.
Dictionarium specifically was a fun one. I remember Dictionarium specifically. we came up with very creative words during that time. All right. What are other trivia games? Oh, Quiplash is now a separate one? Okay, interesting. What is this? Okay. Oh, look. Subway related. What are other party games? Okay, let's take a look at some party games too. Since we were on the topic earlier of collabs anyway, as far as talking future stream plans, we might as well throw in some games here. Was Pommel Party the one that's kind of like similar to Mario Party? I think it is. I think it was this game. So I'm just gonna put this on the wish list. Yeah. Yeah, it was this game. It was this game. So I am definitely adding that one. Yeah, I have the horse game. I already have the horse game. So oh yeah, House Flipper 2. Oh, I should definitely buy this. I enjoyed House Flipper a lot.
Hello there. Look who's decided to message me after all these years.
Oh, should I get the bundle though?
You're back in
Oh wait, I already have some of the bundle. Oh no, most of these are from the original House Flipper. Yeah, I enjoyed House Flipper. Maybe because it's kind of related to the line of work
Hello
that
there.
I do.
Look who's decided to message me
that I've
after
taken
all
an
these
interest in
years.
House Flipper.
So,
But
you're
yeah,
back
I
in
am so
Binaco?
yeah, it's on my
I'm so
wish
glad
list.
we're going
I
to
am
work
so adding this to
together.
cart now.
You're already
Okay,
dealing.
where we're at now. So I have 4 things. So definitely we're grabbing to heart. Because that's a pretty good visual novel. What's our running total? Almost 2K now. All right. Which credit card am I using for this? uh, I mean, we still have time to really consider. Yeah, I think I still have a few things that I can put. But yeah, I think we'll go with this one for now. Let's see what's our wish list so far. Planet is only 500 pesos now. Also a classic, by the way. Also a really classic one. Should I finally get Clanad? It's been a long while since I played the visual novel. Back then there wasn't a Steam release yet, so we kind of had to go the very complicated route of getting the Japanese visual novel, get the English patch for it, and that's how I originally played it. Age of Empires is also on sale. Visteria Saga. There's no sale for this one though. There's another visual novel that I have here. Soup Pot never really had a. Oh yeah, I also added Mohan. I did remember having that on the radar. There are some games that I should be adding here, really. Oh wow, Plague Dig is only 120. Okay, let me get this. That's an easy decision. It's 75% off. I am so getting it. Oh, Wolf. This may be up your alley. It's not just trains, all kinds of transportation. Yeah, the song. Let's see. Oh yeah, Turnell is also like that other city builder. Oh yeah, I even had Toho here. The original Hell Divers is 80% off. Say. Really stellar. Oh yeah. I should also get the new Taiko no Tatsujin. That's also another thing. Yeah, Peak is already on the cart. Okay, this is the ones that we added. Okay. I also want to try out the Dance of Fire and Ice, so I'm gonna add that to cart now. Journey also looked interesting, so I'm gonna add that to cart as well. I already bought a demo for some of this. Yeah, it's starting up to be a pretty good haul right now. Yeah, we have a mix of, well, some visual novels, some co-op. We have a party game, a little bit of strategy with Plague. Oh, it's been a long while since I played it. I played that. So we could have like one of these days where I just do a random game. All right, we are at 2039. We have 39 in the estimated total. I guess we should now check out what this is out. 2,397 pesos and 24 centavos. I think we have a good set here. Yeah, these are good additions. And a couple of this I can also play on the Steam Deck, which yeah. I should also mention I also own a Steam Deck. So this should be pretty interesting games to also include. But this well, we have 39 here into the total amount. This is a good one to check out with. I would say so myself. But yeah. I love how this turned into a Steam summer sale shopping stream after yapping for 2 hours. Well, a little bit of Sekai in between. Unfortunately, we weren't lucky in our gacha pulls today. But I think this is a good place for me to actually... Funny how I said like a few... as of an hour ago that we should already wrap it up and find someone to raid, only that we went into the Sekai and then eventually the Steam one. That's really funny. But I feel like doing some eating after this. You'll be lucky. Hope. Virtual Singer Gacha is where the luck is at. I am also hoping to that one. Definitely. Also, side note, let's see. So we will continue with Project Sekai tomorrow. So yeah, a little bit of gotcha. That's where I'll also do the rank placement, since the rank season has also already started. We have, and then yeah, again, it is so nice to see all of you again on stream. It's also nice for me streaming again. It's been nice. It's been a nice past 3 hours for everyone. I appreciate everyone stopping by. Everyone who also stopped by to say hi, who also lurked. If anyone wants to catch up on everything that I talked about in the past 2 hours, the VOD, I will make a mental note. And Wolf help me out here as well to make sure that I upload this VOD on YouTube right after. Maybe after I eat, and then we'll go from there because my battery is also running out for the face tracking thing. So we better start wrapping this up. All right, that is it for me. I will see you again tomorrow for more streaming. Let us see who we can raid at this time. Okay, I think I can let you guys continue into. We have a couple of raid targets here. It was definitely fun catching up and just letting you guys know what I've been up to. Really. Oh, we are ending on a very good song too. All right, we have a couple of artists still. Actually, my initial raid target is still streaming, but there have been a couple that have come up, and actually some that are still streaming. Hang on, let me just check on a couple of folks. I have a good number of options, honestly. Let's see. There are people yapping and all of that. Okay, I think I will go ahead and send you guys over to Irisu. They're currently playing Fields of Mistria. It's a chill game. We like our chill games as well, and go from there. All right, I'll be seeing you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Sekai. Let me actually set up the raid target on here, because I don't feel confident using the command. Okay, there we go. It has been nice catching up, everyone. This is hopefully the start of more streaming from me and all of that. All right. Thank you again, everyone. I'll let Maro create a good raid message here. Okay, that's a good one. All right, I'll see you guys next time. See ya.
資本の水で縛ったんだワクワクしてるよこれからもずっと広がっていくんだ繋がっていけるんだ寝るほどすぐ描いてる筆先からでこの俺生まれる輪の中で泣きたくなるものたくさんあったよでも笑って答えたらなごめんねありがとう